May his souls and all souls of faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Today, June 12th, is slated as Democracy Day. Most unfortunately, in our present state, our dear country, Nigeria, cannot be justifiably classified as a democratic country. The vital indicators of democracy are noticeably absent. Some do not even exist. Democracy is said to be a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Yet, none of these three measures exist in our democracy today. Rules, regulations, requirements to participate in election or be elected for are not followed. Consequently, people who are not qualified and ought to ab initio be disqualified are now holding public offices. As we mark June 12th, a day symbolizing the struggle for true democracy in Nigeria, it is deeply troubling that under the present administration, in a short span of 2 years, our nation has witnessed a broad erosion of democratic principles. There has been a corresponding decline in security and the quality of life for millions of Nigerians. We have traversed from rigged elections to collapsing social service, from soaring poverty to rising corruption, and from seemingly stable economy to parlous economy. It is most troubling that in 2 years in office, the present government has brought our nation to the point where our leaders now celebrate and endorse failure, lies, and propaganda. The government today, rather than show genuine accountability and measurable progress, focuses on manipulating the narratives, gaslighting the public, shifting blame, and weaponizing governance. Meanwhile, Nigerians live in a worsening and worrisome insecurity, widespread corruption, hunger, and general despondency. There are no clear benchmarks for measuring tangible development as we continue to witness the collapse of key indicators like education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation, which are the parameters for measuring national progress. Simple comparison of what has happened in the past 2 years now relies on propaganda and misinformation to mark misgovernance. Our country today can best be described as a nation declining fast in all its facets. The security of lives and property has worsened, and the rule of law is virtually non-existent. These are hard, verifiable facts. On May 29, 2023, when this government was sworn in to office, Nigerian gross domestic product, GDP, was $364 billion. As of today, it has declined to $188 billion, a decline of almost 50%. Nigerian per capita income was $1,640 As of May 2023, today it has dropped to about $835, a devastating decline of about 50%. Nigerians living in poverty have increased from 38.9% to 54%. Within this period, 129 million Nigerians now live below poverty line. The World Bank recent report stated that 75% of Nigerians in rural areas now live below poverty, and the situation is even more in urban areas. Our education sector has deteriorated significantly. Today we have 18.3 million children out of school, the highest in the world. The quality of education has deteriorated. Our children are now being taught science without science lab and computer without computers. They are now taking exams in darkness with candles. There's not even glitches in the exams. Health services have worsened drastically. The National Primary Health Care Development Agency declared that less than 20% of over 30,000 primary health care centers across the nation are functional. I've even recently visited some where there are delivery rooms without toilets.
Okay. Hello everyone. You heard that speech, right? You heard all the things that are being said there. And it seems as if that particular speech has caused wahala for a lot of people. I saw some people who are talking about the fact that, oh, Peter Obi should be arrested, and there's someone said that no, and that's what Peter Obi is looking for. He wants to be arrested. Tinubu should not look at him, should not focus on him because his supporters might do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. That why would he speak on Democracy Day? On what basis? Who is he? He's my president. Share your own does. Listen to your own. Go and analyze what your own has said. My own has spoken. I've heard him loud and clear. And he made a statement. He talked about the issue. People could feel it. The other one went on and is talking about opposition. On a day of democracy, your focus is on opposition, not on democracy, not on what it is you are doing for the people that you say you are governing. So everybody has his own now. He has done his own. Let them. There was one, in short, there was one that I saw like, hey, let them arrest him. Why? How dare Peter Obi try to make statements on that? And he has made a statement. You know what I remember? I remember a few days ago, someone said that look at her, she be like laughing like hyena. Okay. If you are watching again today, as I don't borrow your mouth, laugh. Be happy about it. And let me laugh my thing. It's a laughing something. You understand? I can't be crying. So let me laugh. Happy. There's something must be done. But I think for me, honestly, overall, that speech was really encompassing. It spoke on the issues on ground. it reflected the times that we are in. It was somber, it was succinct, it was direct to the subject matter, and it was focused. There's no trying to throw any jibe at anybody or trying to, prod anybody or any of this thing. It was just focused on the issue and quite very presidential, very, statesman-like statement, very presidential statement. And it got, and you can see it in the way that a lot of people have been getting themselves all worked up. But anyway,
hello guys, welcome. Mark, I see you. Welcome. Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Mark. So here's the thing, right? A lot of people under the video that Peter Obi did on Democracy Day, highlighting the issues that Nigerians are facing. People are throwing threats around that T-Pain should come and oh God. Oh my goodness. So the man should not speak of what he sees and what he has observed about the Nigerian situation. Your own, instead of focusing, just like Aisha said, your own president gave speech on Democracy Day. Why not go and analyze that? But you guys are so fixated on Peter Obi. He's not the president. He's not running the government. But yet, if the man sneezes, everybody will come and be carrying the dust from the sneeze to be analyzing. Una go just dey throw threats out. They throw threats. It be like so una think say this thing go play out for una head the way una think say go play out. Oh God. Anyway, make I no talk too much. More una just dey careful. That's all. But if una want test una power, make una try. Even your baba knows. T-Pain knows the consequences. There were some people in the comment section that were saying, no, T-Pain should not bother arresting, that's what they want. So that T-Pain, they want to provoke T-Pain so that he will actually get him. I just they laugh. I say, anyone you talk, it's okay. But you people should not make the mistake. That's all I'm going to say. T-Pain, Agbado followers, if you people are your hand is scratching you. And your body is scratching you, and you want this whole mess, Mo we just finish the thing these 2 years. It's okay by me. Me don't talk my own sense. Yeah, I'm gonna play that key. I want to play that video. I haven't heard it. I'm gonna play it. I saw the title. It's the next video on my lineup actually, and I know that you'll be here. You and the guy on Walele. I'm sure you're gonna whisper to him, and you people are gonna come and attack. So here, I haven't seen it, so we're going to see it together now.
Let's put it this way. Any politician that knows what he's doing cannot be betrayed by anybody.
Meaning?
If there is anybody that betrayed the other, I can say it emphatically that P2B betrayed me.
Okay, how?
When we started 2023, it was an organic movement. Every Nigerian wanted a change. Every Nigerian was dissatisfied with the way things were going.
Okay, Mark.
And everybody wanted a change. And so, we and Nigerians felt that there is a new thing that is appearing in the horizon. And because I'm a man looking for the security and welfare of Nigerians, not any politician or any political party, I was sold to it. Nobody drafted me into following the movement. I followed the movement myself. And so, when I was chosen to be a spokesperson, I honored it. And then we continued. And everybody knew what I did and my contribution. Because one thing about being a spokesperson is that you're out there. So whatever you're doing is in the public. So, whatever you're contributing when you're a spokesperson is out there in the public. And we did. And we achieved what we believed we achieved. And we believed that we won the election. Then after that, what happened? We believed that we were denied. We went up to Supreme Court, and we believe that we did not get justice. Now, our leaders say, calm down. And that was how that chapter ended. What then happened after that? If you did what you did in 2023, if you are a brilliant politician, what you should do is to start preparing, start consolidating for 2027. And the first platform you start with is your party. In Nigeria, there's no room for independent candidacy. So you must have a party, a political party, as your platform. And when we moved into Labour Party, nobody was interested in the structure of the Labour Party because we moved in for the election. So nobody even wanted to ruffle.
This is your last chance to claim a $25,000 benefit before it's gone for good.
Ruffle any structure of Labour Party. That was why when people wanted to assault Labour Party, I took it that they wanted to assault our electoral chances, and I fought fiercely against that. When you hear all those other factions fighting Labour Party then, and we always succeeded. Then after that, there now came a convention where we needed now to start showing the world whether we are serious in building a virile democratic party or not. Whatever you told the world before 2023 will not matter in 2027 because there will be no new thing you will tell them. It is what you do from 2023 to 2027 that they will judge you with. And I raised the advice that we said we are fighting against the structure of criminality. We said we are better off even if we lose doing the right thing than winning doing the wrong thing. That this is the litmus test. And then when we entered into the convention, I, as the spokesperson, was not even informed about the convention. I saw it leaked when the letter was leaked in the social media. But because I was not interested in being an executive of the Labour Party or being interested in any elective post, I was like, I wanted to keep quiet until Peter Obi himself came out publicly to say, the people that are doing this convention did not consult people. This convention should not go on. This convention should not go on. And then the convention went on after warning them. And then, knowing the consequence that the leader has said something.
Hold on 1 second. Mark, did PO give a recent interview and Arise? Or is it an old interview you're referring to?
And the people did not follow the leader. The next thing is that the leader ought to embark on doing something to ensure that his order was obeyed. I called Peter Obi privately. You made this public statement. Do you mean it? Or was it a political statement? Because I have no dog in this fight. And then he said, he meant it. Can't I see that he did not even attend the convention? And I'm like, what a cheek. What gave these people the power to continue when our leader has spoken? And that was when I came out to say that convention is illegal and is null and void. And presented my facts by law. Because in fairness, it was an illegal convention. That was how I said, no, it can't stand. Then you, the P2B that said that, after a little while, they went and lied to P2B that INEC has accepted them. That was a lie they told him. And then P2B surreptitiously went back to them. And I'm like, sir, you have made a public statement on integrity. Even if INEC has accepted these people, that is not a criterion for you to go back and start dealing with them. Because these people have shown that they are not democratic. If you go back to them, they will destroy your political career. And everything you have said about integrity and everything will die. That these people are now agents in the hand of the government to destabilize you.
That's true.
That it should not. Right.
They are agents.
That, since you have made a public statement and we have started acting on it, if we go back, it's going to affect our integrity. Me, I don't go back. Because not only that you said it, it is true that what they did was absolutely illegal and unconstitutional. If you go back to them, I will not go back to you. I will not go back with you. And you know what? I called all the people that were in the inner circle and told them the same. Look at what our guy is trying to do. He wants to go back with the Abure people. If he does it, he's not going to go back with me. Because I do not swallow back my words.
I understand
and after
that.
saying all those things.
Were you recently injured in a car accident?
So
If
far,
you need to stop now and immediately
major
call
now.
an experienced auto accident attorney.
Kenneth Okonkwo has a different way of
Within like 72
observing
hours,
things.
he went back to Abure's office to publicly endorse them. And when he was there talking to them, one of the leaders in that executive sent me the video to mock me that the person I'm fighting for against them has come to their office to endorse them. What am I waiting for? That was the first time I made a public statement.
But okay.
That I disassociate myself from anything Abure.
Okay.
And his executive.
Exactly. Fair enough.
And that was the last time I sat down with P2B to talk.
Yeah.
And then we continued. Because I told P2B, if because they lied to you, or even they told you that INEC, because then he didn't know they lied to him, but I know, being a lawyer. I said, assuming without considering that INEC has even recognized them, INEC recognized Tinubu. So why not let us go back with him?
Exactly. That's a good point. Yeah.
Because one philosopher, Alan Kasdan, he said, never compromise your principles, even if it will lead to difficulty in the short term. Never compromise your principles, even if it will lead to problems, to difficulties in the short term. That's my policy. So, if INEC recognize them and you know they did the wrong thing and you want to go with them, then you are a politician of convenience, not a politician of conviction. And I told him, you are going into a problem. And so we continued. I disassociated myself and continued on that platform. It dawned on him because when he went to endorse them, he saw the backlash. Then he said, no, he's looking for reconciliation. I said, fine. That is still a very good escape route for him if he can, maintain it and distance himself from them. It was when INEC now publicly disassociated itself from Julius Abure. That was when Obi now came out and became neutral. And I'm like, sir, you cannot be neutral on this issue. Something has to be done. And then, even when INEC disassociated themselves, Labour Party did not have leadership. And confusion was breeding everywhere. I said, sir, you cannot be neutral. You have to say something. NLC had a meeting. And all of us came there. And he said he prefers to sit on the fence. And I'm like, hold on. In front of everybody, I said, sir, this is not something you can sit on the fence. A leader must take a decision. And he insisted he prefers to sit on the fence. And I said, okay. When he left, all the people there, we are so annoyed. I still begged them. I said, please. Because I know that his political career is on the line. I still begged them. I said, please, let's write a letter to him and still give him time to take decision. Because everybody wanted to implement whatever is his wish. Because we were fighting for him. We wrote a letter to him and still gave him some time. He still did not reply at all. That was when we came up with the caretaker committee idea. It was my brainchild. I went into the constitution and I told them, the NWC having been rejected, this is the only choice we have legally. And that was how it was carried. And then Alex Oti, the governor Alex Oti, took it upon himself because he's a more decisive person. And then organized the woman here where they, chose the, and Obi came and announced the caretaker chairman. After that day, Julius Abure people went to court. Obi even told them that if they go to court and win, he will support them. After he's announcing the caretaker committee. And they went to court and won. And Obi abandoned the caretaker committee and started working with them.
Hi, I'm Brett. And I'm Jonathan. This is Darla.
I was still maintaining my stand. I still told the whole world. I said the High Court decision is not according to the law. Because I'm a minister in the Temple of Justice. And our first rule in professional conduct is that we are trained to uphold the rule of law. Abure went to Court of Appeal, as in the caretaker committee went on Court of Appeal. And Abure won. By then, Obi had made up his mind that these people are the authentic one. And he was working with them. The gubernatorial election in Anambra State, it was Abure people that brought the candidate of Labour. Obi worked with them on that. And then, I made it clear, after the Court of Appeal decision, and I saw that Obi is still working with these people. Remember, they asked the legal advisor of Labour Party openly, and he said Obi is working with them. Within the time they went to court, I maintained my stand that the High Court and the Court of Appeal, they are in error because that did not accord to the law. Because the law is very clear. The Supreme Court has held that the court does not have any jurisdiction to interfere in the internal affairs of political parties. And I think this is the position of the law. And the High Court and the Court of Appeal erred in law. And that even if they go to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court holds that they are right, I am done with Labour Party. Because I have seen what they are doing, and that's not what should be done. And my principal will not allow me, knowing that they are not doing the right thing, to follow them. So I resigned from the Labour Party because I said, whatever is the decision of the Supreme Court, whether it is for caretaker or for Abure them, I do not think I want to work with this set of politicians that do not have principle. And throughout the time I worked with Obi, I never worked with any politician whatsoever. And I'm making a public statement. When I was in PDP, I never consulted and worked with any politician outside PDP. When I was in APC, the same thing. When I was in Labour Party, the same thing. So I resigned from Labour Party. And then, when the Supreme Court gave judgment, that was when Obi remembered again the caretaker committee. Caretaker committee was in abeyance. As a matter of fact, I was the one even going to the press when they asked me anything, defending them. Even when I resigned from Labour Party. Because as you know, I'm a public affairs analyst. And I state the facts anytime as clear as possible. So when the Supreme Court gave judgment, it was in favor of the caretaker committee. That was when Obi came back. And when we had that meeting, he said, let us take the CTC to INEC. And they went to INEC. And then they took the CTC there. Yet INEC did not do anything. INEC was delayed. And since then, what has he done? So the issue here is that Obi, when he said that somebody betrayed him, it is not true. Obi is the one betraying himself. And let me tell you the gospel truth. Nobody is murdering Obi's political career. Obi is committing political suicide. And I mean it. Because I recall when we were campaigning, I went to the national office. When I saw their mindset, and pleaded with every member of the Labour Party that nobody should campaign or endorse any candidate who is not a member of the Labour Party. Till today, when I was Labour Party, I did not endorse any candidate from councillorship to the presidency. The same will be endorsed candidates of other political parties publicly. The gubernatorial candidate of another party was who will be endorsed in Cross River State, rather than the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate publicly. When I'm saying anything I did with Obi, it is only the ones that had been public. Anything we discuss confidentially, I would never say unless he brings it up. So everything I'm telling you is something that's already in the public. So at the end of the day, it was still Obi that endorsed the candidates of other political parties, apart from Labour Party. I recall when I took some Labour Party candidates to the national headquarters, begging that they should be endorsed. I knew the obstacles that I had to pass. So the issue here is, when he's trying to make that insinuation, when I was telling him that these people, they were going to sell him out, that if he follows them, I will not follow him. He said I was behaving rascally. I was trying to make him I'm in a haste, that I'm suggesting, trying to make insinuations, because he likes to make insinuations. What is he saying today? The same will be saying the government is using these people against him. The same thing Kenneth Okonkwo told him how many months ago? For crying out loud, if you're a leader, you're in such a party, you have 2-3 options. The first one is, if you see that these people are criminals the way you want to paint them now, you leave the party if you can't solve the problem as a leader, so that your followers will not be confused, and so that you don't get so close to the time of the next election that you would have nothing to do about it. Now, you did not leave. You remain with them. Why? Because you're in cahoot with them in everything they're doing. In all the primaries that the Abu them organized, none was organized without Obi's approval, whether in Imo, whether in Edo, whether in Ondo, and now in Anambra. And that was why Obi campaigned for all the candidates that came out of it. So you're in cahoot with these people in private. In public, you want to paint another image. No, you're just being a politician of convenience, not a politician of conviction. So where does Kenneth Okonkwo come into this? When I couldn't take it anymore, I left. And before leaving, I had nothing to do with any politician. Nothing. So the issue here is that Obi, you're not a team player. You're not a great manager of political issues. And you're looking for your problem outside you. I told him that whatever happens in Labour Party has happened to his political career. Because anytime you're stepping out into a coalition, the destiny of your political future is no longer in your hands. Because you have to subordinate your own interest to the interest of the coalition. Labour Party is not viable now as a party to pose a good presidential campaign. So his political destiny lies now in the coalition, or he is not going to make any impact whatsoever in 2027. So when he insinuated that Kenneth Okonkwo betrayed him, sorry, Obi betrayed himself, because he is just committing political suicide.
Since you've made reference to the coalition, let's take it from there. What's your general assessment of the viability of the coalition being midwifed by opposition political parties, and are you part of it?
Yes, I am part of the coalition. And in all honesty, the opposition does not even have a choice, because the individual political parties are not viable. So it's not even as if they have a choice. If the coalition cannot succeed, let all of them unanimously go and endorse Tinubu. No, you don't waste the time of Nigerians. I'm not the kind of person that will come and not tell you the truth. I know what people suffered in 2023. They stayed in the rain, they stayed in the sun to vote for us. I will not subject Nigerians to such suffering if I am not sure that the opposition parties are serious. You want to deal with an incumbent, and you want to gallivant that you want to say you don't want to be united. And you want me to tell Nigerians to come and waste their time to fly home. Some people flew home from abroad. I know one young man that had a daughter. He had a problem with the wife, and the daughter was autistic. Yet he had to fly both of them home to vote for us. Then you're telling me you want to go alone and you want me to come, and the opposition parties do not even have a choice. The only choice they have is to come together, consolidate their fortunes, and take out Tinubu. Nigerians will be willing to vote if they are sure that the oppositions are not in disarray, and if they are sure that their votes will count, if they are sure that when they vote, the politicians will be able to defend their votes, or at least galvanize them to defend their votes themselves. If they see that there is any politician who is not serious, who goes alone, they might ignore the politician. Because according to the law of thermodynamics, if you want to transfer energy from one matter to the other, some energy will unavoidably be lost. So even though we are in the coalition, eventually, I cannot guarantee you that everybody will end up being in the coalition. But if some people are leaving because of their personal selfishness, because of their personal considerations, Nigerians will be willing to ignore that person. But if it is because the opposition cannot on their own come together, then Nigerians will say, these people are not serious. If you cannot act in unity, how then will you even act in unity if we give you our votes? So the opposition do not even have a choice. They must have to coalesce. So I'm part of it, because I'm part of the people that believe that this government has become an apology. You know, when people are arrogantly, disorderly, and unconscionably evil, that's what this government has become. I am telling you. How do you explain that hundreds of people are massacred in Benue under your nose, and the governor is shouting, crying, telling you what is happening, and yet you do not move in immediately? When one person, an American, was held in Niger State in Nigeria, they deployed all their resources to rescue the person. In Nigeria, you're rather taking resources away from where the insurgents are operating to take them to another place. Zulum said the resources that are needed to fight Boko Haram is being taken away to Northwest, and that is why the insurgency is resurfacing. Why didn't you use that money that you used to buy your private jet? Why didn't you use it to buy those resources you need for the Northwest, at least as a matter of priority, to prioritize the life and welfare of your citizens? You can still get a private jet when things are sorted out. Why would it be your first priority after you're removing fuel subsidy, that people are paying 1,000 naira plus for what they were paying 100 naira plus, and you're telling me it was a wise thing you removed subsidy? No, it was a wicked thing. It was not a demonstration of wisdom, it was a demonstration of wickedness. Because people that were earning 30,000, and you increase this fuel first before increasing their salary, how would they survive? So it is not anything secret that we have more malnourished children in Nigeria now than in war-torn Sudan. It was as a result of the wicked policies of making transportation unaffordable. Farmers cannot go to farm because of insecurity, and then you are not prioritizing their security and welfare, but prioritizing the welfare of yourself, your family, and your cronies. You are giving a project of 15 trillion naira for your family business without competitive bid. Then you will renovate, because what Tinubu is doing now is refurbish and rename. They will refurbish existing structure and rename it after Tinubu. A structure built by IBB, International Conference Center, with 240 million naira. You refurbished with 39 billion naira, and you named it after yourself. So also other infrastructure. That's not wisdom. That's wickedness. So I want you to understand.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less.
That the coalition needs to come in now to salvage this country, because we are heading towards Armageddon. And this is a government that has the audacity to lie. If the inflation figure is going too high, they will rebase it until it's no longer 34, it's 24 by rebasing. So the coalition is very important, and Nigerians are waiting for the coalition. Is it not amazing that when Governor Umeno went to APC, that 3 commissioners, as I heard, said they were not going with him? Even one commissioner had 2 portfolios, risking his livelihood. So you can imagine the level that Nigerians detest APC. However, it is not the badness of APC that will make them to go. It will be the goodness of the coalition. So the coalition has to come together in unity, dropping their individual preferences, like I have dropped mine. And whoever wins in a free and fair primary election, every other person should support that person. It's not a game of north or south. It's not a game of zoning. It's a game of survival. When you want to survive, you don't begin to look for any excuse, so that we can take out Tinubu first and have a transitional government that will establish democratic structures and build institutions that will make Nigeria to start growing and developing from there. Thanks for checking out Symphony.
Mark, okay, so you think that it is because of his support for Atiku That's why Kenneth is speaking the way he's speaking. But don't you think he has valid concerns? Welcome, Michael. Thank you very much. Mark, don't you think that Kenneth has valid concerns? You might not like it, you know. I don't like some of what he's saying, but don't you think that these are valid concerns and valid criticism? I just ask. I want to know. You understand? I can't just blanket him because some of what he says, I quite understand why he's saying what he's saying. I don't, personally, I'm not going to throw KO under the bus. Okay, let me bring the interview with PO. But I just asked a question though, Mark. What he said, are there no valid concerns in it? You know what I mean? Like, isn't it something that can be discussed and talked about? Isn't there something there? Hold on 1 second. Let me pull up PO, Peter Obi, Arise News. Okay, this was 2 months ago, right? With Charles. All right, I will speed it up. Let's see.
He's been described as a wealthy capitalist and an establishment figure who became the avatar for political disruption and change in Nigeria after joining the union-backed Labour Party. And Peter Obi almost pulled it off in 2023 when, in a tremendous burst of energy and passion, he went from being regarded as an implausible candidate to very possibly the next president of Nigeria. But in the end, he came short. But now, after wallowing in the agony of defeat, he seems poised to return to the hustings and to make a comeback, insisting that the ruling APC party under the presidential...
Oh, we will find. All right, got it. Okay. Let me see. Let me go to Arise News. We will find. Oh, the recent one. The recent one. Okay, the one he sat down. Okay.
Please.
Hold on 1 second. Let me go.
Our guest needs no introduction. He ran in an election in 2023, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. While he started, a lot of people had their doubts. But after the elections, he got over 6 million votes.
Hold on. I'm trying to pull up. Okay.
Turns out those $25,000 plans I kept ignoring were real, and I found out too late. We lost my uncle recently.
Since his performance in the last elections, Peter Obi has been in the eye of public scrutiny. People that disagree with him have consistently affirmed that he hasn't posited viable options to the current economic problems and other challenges in Nigeria. Well, in this interview, Obi speaks about the state of the nation, the challenges with the Labour Party, amongst other issues.
Our guest needs no introduction. He ran in an election in 2023, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. While he started, a lot of people had their doubts. But after the elections, he got over 6 million votes. A third candidate getting over 6 million votes in this Nigerian political dispensation is quite an encouraging one. He has since built a movement called the Opinion Movement. People also have their doubts because of the political squabbles in his political party, the Labour Party, factionalization of the party, and other challenges he has faced. His group, the Obedient Movement,
I
stands strong
actually
with him.
haven't seen this
But
one.
this is not without a lot of challenges. He says he has some ideas for national development, and he has constantly been a vocal critical and opposition member and a leader against the current government of President Tinubu. Are his ideas valid? There are also criticisms against him. Some of those will extray in this conversation. We'll talk about a lot of issues, and we'll talk about his prospects for the next elections. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Peter Gregory Obi. My pleasure having you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rufai.
This interview will be to clear a lot of things people have against you. They say you do not have credible economic growth alternatives. For instance, they say you have just criticized President Tinubu's government, but you have not given alternative of what you will have done for subsidy removal, as regards floating the naira, and as regards other things that President Tinubu did to stabilize the economy, which were bold measures. What will you have done?
Rufai, I was surprised when you said this is about criticisms. They should have even said some things that I did that was positive, or I said I was positive. But let me tell you, I've consistently maintained that I would have removed the fuel subsidy. If you go to my manifesto, it's there. Steps I would have taken to do it in an organized manner. There was nothing wrong in removal of subsidy. What is wrong is the haphazard way in which it was announced and implemented. Everybody knows that the subsidy regime was a solution of criminality, that there was a lot of corruption around everything, which you needed to bundle that aspect out of it, do it in an organized manner. And since you were doing it for savings, we're told we're doing it because we don't want to continue to borrow to continue the subsidy. And the removal of it will be able to have available funds to be invested in critical areas of development. With instance, billions saved. Where is it? Where is it invested in those critical areas of development?
They said they've given the money to the governors. That's what.
No.
They said they've increased their FAC allocation.
Fine.
They said most of the states have been able to pay them.
Everybody knows what critical areas of development is. And I say it morning, afternoon, night. It is education, health, and pulling people out of poverty. Rufai, is any of these three hasn't improved? No.
The Minister of Health said they're getting new primary health care centers. As regards education, they said they have done NEL Fund, where they give student loan to people. As regards infrastructure, they talk about Postal Road and other things.
Let me just finish, Rufai. What I'm saying is, if you look at this, so you have removed this. People are paying more for fuel. It has escalated the cost of everything, and we are not seeing where. The same thing with what you talk about, issue of naira. There's nothing wrong with floating your currency. There's nothing wrong in even devaluing your currency. But Rufai, you do this when you have productivity. What devaluation or floating does is that your currency becomes, in terms of value, low. You attract investment. Your products becomes more marketable. But where we are unproductive, you have nothing to sell. So it's a double whammy. So in all this, I would have done the same thing in an organized manner. And when people say alternative economic policies, they're there.
So what is this organized manner?
That's what I'm saying to you.
So can you give us precept by precept of this organized manner in which we'll have pulled
Right,
out
we'll
subsidy?
give you precept by precept.
Remove the criminal. That will not be agreed. And then, whatever we're able to save from it, have a specific place for investment. So we say, whatever I save from here, whatever we're giving to the states, anything, it is specific for this. We have to have a national planning where all the resources will be put in. It is not just something you say, oh, we're sharing it the way we used to share every other morning. No, because that's not what you said. You said, we will be able to put it in critical areas of development. That was your promise. So we removed it. People want to see where these funds are invested. It's a very clear thing. We're not the only country who've done that before. Countries after countries go with national plan.
So would you have floated the naira if you got in? And how? You said there's nothing wrong with it. Would you have floated the naira? Tell me the precept of a precept at which you will have floated the naira.
I would have been doing it in an organized manner.
What's the organized manner?
I would have focused on making sure that we ramp up production in agriculture, in manufacturing, and everything, and do it gradually.
So you will have kept on defending it until we ramp up production?
No, it's not. You're not defending it.
Yeah.
Because even in the so-called currency, there were criminality as well. I came from a background of business banking, everything. So I know everything that is associated with the criminalities and all these things, which you can actually be tightening while trying to do a gradual evaluation.
Been in a car accident and want $5,000 for free? Let me show you how to get full
evaluation.
How would you have increased production in a country that President Tinubu claimed that there was no money when he came?
Well,
and things were really bad and he had to take those decisive measures. How would you have increased production in a country where you have crisis on the farms, economic crisis, no power, no productivity and the likes? How would you have increased?
You just said it. That means you should face those things. You just said it. Why do we talk about example? You know these projects that will lead to nowhere when we have crisis. Rufai, are you saying that coastal road is more important than securing Nigeria?
But they say it will open up to the country.
No, Rufai, don't go there. The roads we have all over the country are no motorable. You face those ones first and use your resources to secure your country. Say, Rufai, then security is far more fundamental than road. Rufai, will you prefer a road to your village when you cannot drive to your village? No, you prefer. So let's balance what we're doing. So if you say our problem is insecurity, they can't go to farm, our problem is power, let's deal with those things. Let's use our resources to...
So how would you have dealt with insecurity, for instance, that's lasted over 10 years?
Fine. We're a country. Non-state actors cannot take over the country. There's something wrong. I can tell you. I have done in my own small way facing insecurity as a governor of the state. And we decided that we have to take drastic action.
But a lot of people criticize you that it was only the time you had to cause a SARS that also violated fundamental rights of people.
It's very simple to accuse people and say things that are wrong about people. You can go and see what happened while there is nothing. All those things they are talking never existed. And you saw the former IG Abubakar, a month after, let's say for 5 years, they didn't have one incident of bank robbery. That was there when I came. We are government. We must secure our people. And it requires decisive action. It requires, if we're at war, we declare war. And we know we're at war. But...
Would you have declared a state of war banditry if you were coming?
Whatever it takes to secure the country, I'll do it.
Let's talk about your records. And these are the criticisms.
Yes.
They say that when the Panama paper came out, they say you didn't declare some of the money you had offshore. They said when you were governor, you keep saying, oh, democracy and rule of law, but you didn't do local government elections. They also said...
Can I take them one after the other?
Take them one after the other.
Let me take issue of Panama paper.
Pandora paper, sorry.
Not Panama paper.
Yeah, Pandora papers.
Let me tell you, Rufai, I have a clear, legitimate trust, which is allowed in law internationally to be able to plan for inheritance purposes. And it is documented and everything. It was there, that company, which you can trace, moved from one company to another, started as cyber in the 90s. And it's in trace, it's not something you can get. In the 90s, you find, started about 96, 97, I'm not clear, but I can tell you, until I became governor 2006. So it was a clear case of over a decade before I became governor. But that process, I started saving in a bank, Lloyds Bank. And that came out of resources which were earned by a company I was running abroad, Nest International Limited, which is a subsidiary of Nest International Nigeria, my company in Nigeria, which was duly declared. When that came out, it became news. They said, that they replaced the found money where I owned about $500 million. I was actually investigated.
By the FCC?
By everybody said, oh. They found a place where there's 500. Before I replied, I said, if you go there and see 3%, I didn't say 10%, 3% of what you claim, or you mentioned, life imprisonment. Rufai, do you think I can tell you, go and look at what I declared when I became governor? I was already a bank chairman and everything. Naira, at the time I became governor, was about 100 Naira to $1. Till date, the money in the said savings, I don't even Anambra is the one that belongs to me is up to $15 million. Rufai, do you think it was $15 million I've stolen since then and kept? Is that the amount of money people are selling in Nigeria today?
But they talk about the investment in the brewery.
No, let me finish. We're talking about Pandora people. Let's do it one after the other. So what they did is that people blew something that is out of proportion. Rufai, that I saved, say, 100 million naira is what? But when they saw it, even one organization said, is this about $1 billion? I said, $1 billion. If I have $1 billion, me and you won't be talking. But if you go there,
how much is that?
1%. No. I told him, I said, go there if you get 1% of. If you see,
how much is there for transparency purposes?
There's no transparency purposes. I put in every year. If it's 1 naira, I put there. I just told you that when they said it's 500, and I told them go and get 3% there. 3%
But you know what I'm asking? Because if you want to, you have to declare your trust.
Everything is declared. It's plain. Everything.
Okay, for the want of time, let's go through.
The other one, he said brewery. Let me tell you, Rufai, I'm happy you're asking that question because people have talked about breweries and everything. Rufai, if I tell you what I suffered for that brewery to be built in Anambra State, you will not believe it.
Not to do so.
I had to go out trying to attract business to Anambra State. The biggest revenue earner in Enugu State is Ama Brewery. Ama Brewery in Enugu. The biggest earner, call it revenue source for Anambra today, is that brewery.
But you said the government stake that he invested had gone down. That was not smart investment. Those are some of the things they say.
Thank you very much. I wish other people in Nigeria invested in something that went down. That's not smart. I said the biggest revenue earner, the revenue source, is that brewery. That brewery is employing at least directly 500 Anambra people. That brewery is at least giving food to over 5,000 Anambrarians. Those who use as business distributors, truck drivers, everything. I wish people are doing that. What we do is that we condemn what is that because of the way they've been treated. You know, they have the biggest brewery in Ogun State. Have you ever heard anybody say in Ogun State, oh, the brewery is it? They have a bigger brewery in Ogun State.
They say you brought poverty to Anambra. Those are the criticisms of Lagos State governor recently. So they said, they say about they said, I think they accused you and they said under your tenure, poverty did increase and all of that. So you had no moral right to go to John Hopkins and talk about poverty.
Right, you are talking about narrow interest and narrow assessment. Go and look at Nigerian Competitive Index. Go and look at it. Before I was governor of Anambra State from 2006. And I was impeached. So you can say I was governor of Anambra State from 2007 to 2014. 7 years. I was effectively governor for 7 years. Because the first year I was removed, as you know. So I was governor for 7 years. Rufai, Nigeria as a country was a signatory to the
Ultra Fire cervical care pillow. Even orthopedic doctors are using it. Orthopedic expert recommend
the global measure of development, which is Millennium Development Goal. That is a global thing. Nigeria was a signatory to it.
Yeah.
That is what made China to pull 439 million people out of poverty. That was what made India to put over 150 million out of poverty. I can go on and on. But Nigeria was signatory to it. And it was signed in the year 2000. Rufai, I became governor in the year, said it started effective governance in 2007 after I came back from impeachment and tenure interpretation. By the time he ended in 2014, Anambra State under me was #1. In terms of, this is not me who measured it. It was UNDP. I was even invited to United Nations to come and give a speech on what we did. I was #1. I was #1 in education. Health had improved and everything. I can go on and on. So when you now have a distorted result, say, go and look at World Nigerian Competitive Index. Go and ask people who were involved in fighting poverty in Nigeria then. Bako, Tobacco, and all that. Go ask them. Ask all the donor agencies. Who is the first to pay his counterpart funding? Ask everybody. The only thing I didn't do well, Rufai, I wasn't in media. I wasn't going about paying media people, advertising myself and everything. Because I have a little bit of a concern about giving people money. Because it was public money. That's all. Otherwise, maybe if I was advertising myself, nobody would. But to show you what it is, Rufai, come, I live in Anambra today. The only place I have a house in my name, owned by me, is in Anambra State, in Onitsha. And if you go, I'm inviting you any day in Anambra State, let's walk the streets. And people will tell you, who is this man?
Okay. They also say you didn't do a lot of infrastructure. These are the things people say. They say, what about schools? What about Kapa TV? They said after you left Anambra, it's not that you turned Anambra into paradise. No, that Awka was still the UK, somehow. So there's nothing.
Don't waste your time. I got certified from Federal Ministry of Works as governor to have the best road connectivity. We opened up all the rural areas. In our study of poverty.
Ministry of Works gave you certification for that?
Ministry of Works, there is federal government. As I said, I was acclaimed as the best. Let me tell you, Rufai, in our study of poverty, we found out that the poorest areas of Anambra State needed access. What we do here is that we think that building infrastructures and painting them and doing this is development. It is not.
But the governor just built a big infrastructure in the states, the governor's house and some other quarters, which they say is being put into the states.
Very good. When I came, and it's very good, and I thank him for that. When I came...
But why didn't you build that
one? When I came, there was no government house at all. There was no governor's lodge. They were all burnt. There was no government house. There was no governor's lodge when I came. Not even House of Assembly. All those things were burnt because my predecessor had issue and some House and hooligans came and burnt everything. So I didn't even have anything. In fact, from my village, I went to live in Onitsha. And then renovated and rebuilt whatever is being used now. So you could see the foundation. I don't know, but it's like anybody coming here and say, oh, this one is the bungalow. You have to live here now to build upstairs. So I couldn't have started building the huge one when I didn't even have any place. So the day I was sworn in as a governor, Rufai, in Anambra State, I did not see anywhere called Governor's Lodge to sleep. I did not see anywhere called Government House. It was after 1 week of coming from my village that I asked the Secretary to Government to vacate his office. So I started working there. And then went to live in Onitsha and started renovating the house in Awka. So where they are now, that is moved from, was built by me over 10 years ago. So now I built that one, built the government house, and then found out that we needed to invest in critical areas. Rufai, when I came, the schools, secondary schools, primary schools were in very bad shape. That is not my priority. Should not be to start building where I'm going to live. My priority should be to invest in critical area of development. That's what I told the people I was going to do. And I turned the education around.
Okay, let me put this to you. A lot of people also say that show me your friends and I'll tell you you are. You influence the millions of your successor that had a lot of problems. Is that a reflection of you?
Which problems do they have?
Oh, with all the, being called by the EFCC and all of that, then what ensued as regards him saying you didn't leave as much money as you claimed behind and all of that, and the breakback that ensued. So is that a reflection of you? No, that you backed such a person? That's one of the things they say against you.
Let me tell you, Rufai, Obiano has never said, and this is what I tell people, I didn't leave money behind. What you see here is that they go and say, oh, group said, that's what I was doing. Oh, this group said, oh, this didn't leave money. This group said, this group. At the time they interviewed me, I said, listen, I didn't hand over to group. I handed over to Obiano. So why are they talking?
But what they keep on saying is the money that you claimed you left behind, it was not as much as what you left. You also left a lot of liabilities.
No, let me finish now. They keep saying group said.
It's been there too long. What's the cost of the oil industry's lies after the war?
You see, you know what I find very dishonest about Nigerian journalists in general in Nigeria is this. As I'm listening to Rufai talking to Peter Obi, you see the way he's grilling him. I wish they would take half that grill and go to Aso Rock and grill this man. How come Peter Obi is the one that's receiving they are turning him upside down? There's a picture, there's somebody who drew a picture that's apt. Like they completely stripped him. Everything to find, you searchlight, they find something they not see. And this is what journalists are doing. Even though election never issue, we're talking 2 years old. The man that has his billboard all over the country, nobody is sitting down and firing tough questions. Without everybody playing their part, how do we get the country back? The journalists right now in Nigeria, more than ever before, people can come here and say, oh, it's not easy, their life is in danger, they are this, they are that. If they had done their job in the first place, perhaps T-Pain would not have gotten there. If they did not believe so much in their pockets and their stomachs, right? That's all they cared about. Maybe this guy would not have. They would have received the needed public outrage, and he would not have gotten there. They pamper the thieves, the drug dealers, the vile human beings in society. It is PO that has what he's saying now. He has said it before 1,000 times over. To be honest, quite honest with you, I did not see the need for this interview, to be honest. Because everything Peter Obi is saying now, he don't talk since. He fool everywhere. He might not change. He has been consistent. The only person when he say deaf and dumb, now he go talk, say, oh, he not know, he not here, he not. Do you understand? Even baby when they born to, they know what Peter Obi talk. I mean, it's redundant. Look at you are asking him all these questions. This is what they say. Go and ask Boo Boo Dad. Go and ask Baba. Go and ask him whether you will leave. Go and ask him. Go and press the neck. Look at Sheikh Oshowumi that has been going around the entire national news station. See, they cry when they tell and say, when they ask a question. If they threaten people for on top of media. I beg. What's the point? All this question when they ask the man, he don't talk am before. Which you now want know? If you don't want better president, wanna leave the man. It's not by force. Just see they ask a question, they answer, they press him. Meanwhile, go and press Tipe. Go and press him. Demand. Make demands and say no. When his spokespeople come, press them. Press their neck. Big. Very lopsided journalism. They go say na journalism that they do for Nigeria. Welcome, my sister. Chill Power, Jerry, my brother, no verse. Honestly, I'm sick of Nigeria journalism. Brown envelope, terrible people. I'm not impressed. I beg. Waiting, they will have the man repeating the same thing. Meanwhile, everything he has said, you can just pull up a video and say he said this. You are repeating. P.O. does not say. The man is not the president. Why is he coming under more scrutiny than the people in office? It don't make sense. And people don't find this outrageous. They don't find it outrageous. This is why I didn't even bother watching the interview in the first place. Because it's crazy, it's ridiculous to me. He's not the one who's the president. The one whose box stops at the table is there. He's even coming out and say, I like the way the other opposition is disarray. You can criticize me, you can do whatever. That is what should be buzzing in the news right now. That is what should be buzzing right now. And say, this man is even threatening on top. That is what they should carry now and be tearing it apart. No. Instead, the small cloths will manage cloths when Peter Obi manage wear, when he even manage change cloths. Una want to search. Una they ask why I changed. I mean, I don't understand. It's frustrating. I cannot wait for Nigeria to, because this is so redundant to me. I look at all the journalists and I just the yimu for all of them. Because none of them are doing, all of them are all brown envelope. The work they ought to do that would have unraveled the terrible people that we have in politics today, they did not do. If you don't take anything away from me as a Nigerian, better invest in the news, or no, not in the news, in what's it called, telling your own story. I'm telling you, better invest in journalism. Make sure you have people that are telling your stories and saying it as it is. This is the lopsidedness we've been listening to for God knows how long. People cannot speak the truth. Of what use? I cannot even be comfortable. If I cannot do my job effectively, if I were a journalist and I can't speak the truth, I would not want to be a journalist. I'll be honest with you. As a lawyer myself, the reason why I did not practice in Nigeria is because I hate. Do you know how long I've hated law in Nigeria? I hated law. Going to the court, looking at lawyers dripping sweat, smelly gowns and wigs. When they take off that wig and you want pass out. No AC in the court, nothing. You are reading to the judge. The judge is telling you, pause first, make it fair right with barrel and paper. No stenographer, nothing. If you don't change by now, but at that time it was appalling. I did not like what I saw. And it was so telling. Only a few people could set up their own law offices. Only a few people. And the people that they set up office, they will have contract with government. I remember working for a law firm specifically that had contract to go and be doing Niger Delta when the oil spillage. They were the ones, commercial law, they were the ones going. I mean, it's bullshit. They share all this. It don't take. We not just we observe all these things. It don't take. They'll share. They go cut briefcases every time. They go. When they go bring money, say, okay, make they share to the people. One person go swallow one. I look at all this and I say, God, this is not a profession. That they call it a noble profession. Oh, man, a lie. It's not a noble profession, no. It's a profession of lies. That's why I don't speak about being a lawyer. I can't. It's embarrassing. Till this day, very day 2025, people, they wear wig and gown. Please tell me. You want me to be proud of that? People, when you don't feel transform their judiciary, transform their legal system into their own, personalize that into their own. They not be human being. I remember there was a son that came on. He was this son, whatever his name is, Ozekome. Somebody asked him, what about this wig and gown? What are you going to do about it? That's the reason why he joined law. That's why he read. He's a person. When you hear that thing. My body, it was squeamish to me. My belly, they turn me as this man, they respond. They are stuck in the colonial mindset. There are some of the reasons why things cannot change. Even though they come out and they are fighting, inside their mind, they love that connection with Oyibo people. Oh my God. Make I not digress too much. Let's just talk. Let's play.
The money I left behind was not left in overseas. I left money in 3 banks. Those 3 banks are there. You can go there. In fact, after this interview, I have in my little office here a photocopy. I will give you a photocopy of my handover note, including the balances of that account as I get the left office issued by the banks. I left in Access Bank, which is still there. 12 billion naira, $50 million. And I'm going to give you a copy.
12 billion naira and $50 million in Access Bank.
I left in Diamond Bank. 12 billion naira, $50 million.
In Diamond?
Diamond. I left in Fidelity Bank. 12 billion naira, $50 million.
$50 million in this 3 account. And
$150 million and 36 billion.
What debts did you...
1 minute. Then documented. Rufai, the day I left office, I was not owing one contractor, one supplier who have executed his job. If you see one today, I challenge you. Go and sit. I was not owing any civil servant that was supposed to be paid by the state salary. I was not owing gratuity. I was not owing pension. Additionally, if you want to know, I left salary, enough to pay salary for 3 months. It's documented. And I'm going to give you the documents. It's not something that anybody... So I wasn't owing anybody.
So you said you were not owing people that had completed their job, but you were owing those that had not completed their jobs?
If you haven't done your job, how can I pay you? How can you pay somebody who haven't completed their job? Even you.
So you are paid, you are not paid those that were not completed, and the job was still ongoing?
If your job is ongoing, I won't. Let me give you an example.
So are you telling me? Are you telling me that you left no debts behind in Anambra?
Not one. I was even begging people to...
You see as it's very annoying. I'm not going to lie. It's very, very annoying. Look at him. He just told you somebody did not do work. I'm not paying you. They ask, which question you they ask? Which question you they ask? It doesn't make sense. Mark, I know this is probably Next International Online. And we already did that a long time ago, Mark. That's the problem. We already did that one before now. We know everything when what they call her, Peter Obi they talk. All of us don't go do the check. He say go and verify. We all went to verify. Under Tinubu, people are diving into poverty. Druggy is not taking anyone out of poverty. He's proud that he's impoverished people. I have a friend with 5 Rolls Royce. Now he drives a Honda. Now they brag about. Exactly, Michael. Tinubu not declare any assets. Not one. All these journalists now to come out, they do 007 journalism. Exactly. Now Peter Obi they get the power. I know, Mark, I'm definitely going to get there, but I just have to say it so I don't forget. I know it was due to KO's allegation, falsehood. And I'm going to tell you guys some of the things he said that I didn't like. He shouldn't say that. You can support whoever you want to support, but don't be coming out. Is he cover an eye with black cloth? When all they say Peter Obi support, they increase every day. So okay, you want the man to decamp, to come and join coalition, and then have them come out, and then whoever wins. What are you trying to do? Are you from behind trying to push PO to second place? I don't know. I suspect that topic, and then saying that his career is dead. Where is Kenneth? Where is he? Is he hiding under the bed? None of those people, that Atiku and the rest of them, nobody talk about them for street. Even Atiku, if Atiku not mention PO now, they get the clicks. Who starts campaigns 2 years before election? I'm telling you, it's annoying. Let's continue.
Come and take their money. If you have a job in Alabama, you can go and ask anybody. Not one. Anybody who tells you Peter Obi was owing him, call the person. I'm telling you for 10 years.
This is your last chance to claim a $25,000 benefit before it's gone for good.
Yes.
Okay, and we're just trying to challenge out the state debts. Another thing, they said you want to be president, but you can't sort out problems in your party. People say they don't trust you. They see you as weak. Because how can you say you want to be president? You can't sort out things. They also say that for you, it's a one-man show. It's all about you. It's not all about the generality of people. It's a tunnel vision ideology. All of that.
This is what you get always. Right? This is what you get always in Nigeria. Because we now live in a country of propaganda and lies.
Exactly.
And they manufacture it. The problem we have in the Labour Party is problem instigated and sustained by the government of today.
Where's the proof?
I don't need to tell you. In fact, when you have a party chairman who calls the state governor a dwarf and dwarf thinking, forget about me. So it's not weak. Okay, I'm weak, but it's not weak. Is every other person there weak? So let's all be sincere with ourselves. Before they call you names here, you know it. You speak the truth and you call you names. And we now live in a country of propaganda and lies and trying to put problems everywhere. They won't even put problems in families. Before I've managed and built a business locally and internationally, and they're thriving. By the time I left them, I've been chairman of corporations, quoted companies, director, and I've earned my respects. And I've been a governor. There's no place that I've shown weakness. I returned school that was taken from churches 40 years that nobody could even dare mention.
But these are the points. These are the points people like Kenneth Okonkwo. These are the things they said against you.
It's just Kenneth Okonkwo. Who again?
But it's a valid point of view.
If 12 persons that follow Jesus, one went against him, by me, 1,000 millions followed, and you're counting those who went against him. Listen, people must go against you. People must be against you. And the only thing I still remain consistent and not changed. Like I said, Kenneth is my younger brother. He has his reasons for his actions or what he wants to do.
Yes.
Refine. And humility, patience, tolerance is a weakness, it's a virtue.
Yes.
It is not easy for people to remain where I am. And when I was campaigning election, before I went to places people dare not go to.
That's true.
I was in Stanab.
That's true. I can speak to that. Yes.
Everywhere. People fear to
My
go.
president,
If I drive
yes.
around this country today,
You did.
this year alone, I'm driving from Abuja to Kafancha, to Kaduna, to Kan, to Kastana, to Jigawa, to Jos, to Benue, to Kogi.
So he did not say. So when Kenneth said, I have to address this really quickly. So when Kenneth said that Peter Obi said what's the word he used? Mark, I beg, remind me, what's the word Kenneth used? He said, Peter Obi said oh God, the word don't run come off from my head. Disappointed him or something. There was a word he used. I can't remember that word right now, right? That was a lie. Rufai asked a question. Peter Obi made a reference, okay? A biblical response and said, Jesus Christ had 12 disciples. One decided to go their way. What do you call that, right? was not referring to Kenneth Okonkwo. So Kenneth Okonkwo indeed lied when he said that. So yes, Mark, you're right. Let's move on. Yeah, he said P.O. said he betrayed him. That's not true. That was a lie. Yes.
Where's doing that? So people just stay in their house and talk about this macho they are. Just like they stay, they don't go to anywhere. It's easy to be an anti critic. For God's sake, I'm on the road.
You know why they keep talking about his weakness? Because as it seems today, you don't even have a platform at which we're going to run elections.
Don't worry.
If Julius Abure says, I will continue with Wahala, he will continue with Wahala, and coalition talks are still going on. That might swing in your favor, that might not swing in your favor. So that's why a lot of people keep saying you're weak. They say, okay, you're so weak that you can't call out some activities of IPOB that is not palatable.
What the heck? What has it got to do with IPOB?
That's what I say about you. And that's why they say, can you reach out into the north?
I criticize every single act that is wrong. Whether it's in, go and follow it. Whether it's in the east, west, south.
They say you're not hard enough for IPOB. That's what they say.
I'm hard on everybody. And remember what I said during that campaign until today.
Has Tinubu criticized anything? I beg you.
There's nothing wrong in agitation. Whether it's in Yoruba movement, whether it's Mora movement, any movement, I'll sit down and discuss it. It is important because you dialogue people.
You know what, Mark? The response I have for you is the same response that P.O. had. Kenneth Okonkwo is his junior brother, and he has his reasons for doing what he's doing. That is the attitude. Everybody cannot lie down and put their head in the same place. Okay? Kenneth Okonkwo, he probably is doing it for his own selfish reasons, right? And all of that, right? But Peter Obi just responded accurately. So we've busted one lie that Kenneth Okonkwo said, where he said that P.O. betrayed, that they said he betrayed P.O. P.O. never said it in his interview, so that was a blatant lie. Okay? But here P.O.'s response, they didn't even dwell on Kenneth Okonkwo for too long. He said, out of 12, one betrayed. So, will you not say because of one betrayed, you are not going to... You understand? So, we don't bust that lie. We will continue. Welcome, Amaka.
Even in my house, people agitate. Why don't you dialogue with them? I have children who say, no, I don't want to do this, daddy. And I say, okay, let's give me attendance. Let's talk. Why are we fearing talking with people?
Exactly.
Let's sit down and talk. And then we have exhausted the reason. And if we don't, and that's it. So it's a question of, so like I told you, we've been rascal in our approach. And we thought that bad behavior and rascality makes you powerful. No, it actually kills the system. Good behavior has become weakness. Good character become weakness. Humility has become, everything that is good in Nigeria is considered as wrong. If I go into a place whipping people, shouting and beating people, I'm a strong person.
So the current vice president was said about other candidates was going that, he's too nice, that he's not nice people, that needed the leadership. And that's the same thing a lot of people are also saying.
It's unfortunate.
About
not
you. And I also want to know your take on this state of emergency thing, Governor Fubara, and the fact that a lot of people are saying there's been state capture, democracy is waning, and the likes, and the courts, and other some issues.
Let me tell you, Rufai, as far as I'm concerned, I maintain it. There's no democracy today in Nigeria.
So what are we practicing? So why are you running the 2027 elections if there's no democracy?
We will continue to be agitating for true democracy. Rufai, being an election in Edo, does this show any sign of being a democratic country?
Thank you. Thank you, my president.
The coffin was nailed.
Let me ask them.
Like what happened in River State. You cannot, on any circumstances, solve a problem in a democratic setting by going against the rules. You can't even solve any problem by going against the rules. There's a process.
President Tinubu went against the rules in River State?
Of course, there's a process there's a process. What did you do? You actually say it's undemocratic. When you go and bring somebody that is not elected, that doesn't follow, there was a process.
But a lot of people do remind you too, you didn't hold government election when you were in Anambra State. It's easy to point at Tinubu now, but what about you?
I'm not pointing at them. I'm just telling you, I can tell you, go and check the court process in Anambra State. I was in court for years against conducting an election because people thought if I conduct it, I would do what everybody's doing. So it took me almost 7 years before we could conduct. I governed one of the virtually the most difficult states at the time he had crisis. If there's nothing I did in Anambra State that people are proud of today, I brought stability and order in Anambra State. Before me, nobody who was governor in Anambra State
been in a car accident and want $5,000 for free? Let me show you.
Why does he keep hopping on the fact that he did not conduct local government elections? Why is that important? Please, can somebody enlighten me?
For 4 years. Ngige was quarrel until he left after 3 years. It was under me that things started changing. Because of the same way I've managed things, started changing, and I started becoming something. I even changed it from being home for all to light of the nation. I started doing things in an organized manner. Rufai, I was the first person in Oda and Anambra State to be governor twice. So I started organizing things properly. So it is easy to sit there and say, oh, he did this. But the reality of it is, Rufai, come, let's visit the state. I live there. That's where I live. And when I'm there, I'm at home. It's the only place I am. There's nobody who will tell you today, this bit of visas in Abuja, this bit of visas in Lagos, this bit of visas. I live in Anambra State. In Lagos, I live in a rented apartment. In Abuja, most times I stay in the hotel. So, but I have a home in Onitsha, where I go back and I'm always there. So you can come walk the street, no security, and I invite you.
Okay, Mr. Buzabi, once it's certain, we'll still keep bringing most of these criticisms and asking you questions about the state of the
no,
nation.
they're going to be happening.
And I will keep asking you this question. But thank you so much for your time,
Thank you, Thank you for, but let me assure you, I'm committed to better Nigeria. And I have what it takes. I have the experience of all those who want to be president today. Nobody has my background. I built a business from scratch. I've operated in the corporate world. And I've been a governor. And in all this, you can go and say, I was a social businessman. I transformed the smallest bank into a 25 billion bank then. And I tried it back today. I've been a governor where I told you that the day I left, I was not owing anybody. And I've been the one who saved most money. And in all this, Anambra State has not bought me a bottle of pure water since I left office.
Don't you collect pension from this?
No pension, no gratuity, nothing.
Okay, so you don't collect pension?
I've not been, they've not given me a bottle of water, pure water, not even rainwater, pure water, the one that is in sachet. I'm not seeing one.
But they gave you votes during the elections, a presidential bid.
What there's Anambra government. At this Anambra State, people who voted for me are the people. As the Anambra State government have not bought me a sachet of water. So nobody will say, oh, and you can go to Anambra State. If you see any piece of land allocated by the state belonging to P2B, confiscate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. It's been another very enlightening session with Governor Peter Obi, former governor of Anambra State and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So here's the thing, right? Exactly, Michael. Why are governors tasked with conducting local government elections to begin with? That's just wrong. Bam. Perhaps there was a problem at that time. Maybe that's why he didn't even conduct local government elections, right? So, Mark, I agree with you. I concede that Kenneth Okonkwo lied. Perhaps he's been promised something, so maybe he's there for the coalition for his own selfish interests, right? They say Nigerian politics is all about interests. So maybe the likes of Atiku has promised him whatever, right? So they want to lure Peter Obi. This is what I'm now saying now. This is my own observation. I could be wrong. They want to lure Peter Obi into a trap, okay? Because remember, there are gangsters in the same coalition. So when they reach there, they'll control the voting open. So may they vote for the candidate. Okay, who and who are going to be voting for the candidate? They will now arrange people that will vote overwhelmingly for whatever. They will now be coming with, the North has to do 4 years, and then the South will do 4 years, and then this one and that one. Bullshit. What they want to do is try and lure him. Then when they now come, they now say, oh, vote. They now vote for Atiku because they've planned it. Okay, man, when nothing win, come on, he cannot put down payment for a roasted corn, according to T-Pain. They'll come put up, then they'll come say maybe you can be, God forbid. That's probably a trap, and maybe now I make this guy the verse, Kenneth Okonkwo, say the opportunity when you foresee for this matter, go see and collect. So I concede on this. I have to say that was the reaction and response from, and that was orchestrated. If you want to, maybe I could be wrong. I think Kenneth Okonkwo's response was orchestrated because the attack was unnecessary. And why do you want to throw somebody you worked with under the bus just like that, by saying that his career? Are you blind? I mean, do you have black cloth covering your eye? You cannot see the man's popularity growing. So maybe there's a tinge of jealousy there. If I dare say that, I think, Hey, welcome, Guy Wanlele. So Mark came with shots. Mark came with Shakabula today and was telling me, look at what Kenneth Okonkwo. So we listened to Kenneth Okonkwo's video. I'm assuming you've already listened to it as well. Exactly, Amaka. Unlike T-Pain, who owns multiple lands in Lagos. May I go question Nana? He says that is what the opposition is saying. But yes, Obi conducted LG election 2 years towards the end of his tenure. Okay. There was another. Atiku himself never called out Obi openly. He knows and understands the scores, but clown like KO will go to the market square to lie through their teeth. A man that could not fly to Ekiti to visit Farotimi in detention. KO, he's cooked. He knows Obi has shown him the door. He's just a small fry. They ask Peter Obi all these questions because they know he's the right leader. And we know the man don't already talk now. Maybe they play in videos instead of bringing him to come and repeat the same thing over and over again. Yeah. Yeah, it was not true. I can agree, Mark. It's okay. Calm down. The Obi explained why he did so. He also public knowledge, the commotion in Anambra. I'm telling you, Mark came to shake. I don't understand. Mark came with punches, man. Yeah, he just came. He just started to harass me. I don't understand. Baby boo. Mona, leave my boo alone. No, he's looking for money now. Is it easy? Is it easy to be fine boy? It's not easy now. Okay, I concede, Mark. Oh my goodness, you guys are killing me. Hey, I don't concede now. I say okay on this one, he wrong. Mark, you they shake me up. He's under protection. He said no bully should shake her. Fine boy, no cash. So he's looking for cash. Nigeria now, hunger dey the land. So the man is looking for cash, and he knows that he probably will not get the cash. You understand? That's why he's here. So I don't know. For me, I just feel like it was unnecessary. That interview that he gave was so unnecessary. There was no need for him to be throwing Peter Obi under the bus, especially somebody you've worked with. That's not how you, Peter Obi never comes for anyone. Never does, and he has his own style of doing it. And come on, he has his own style. Make everybody respect him, He's patiently going at what he's doing. Nobody's dragging him. So I don't know. I think that was unnecessary. I would say, I would say that, that interview was well orchestrated, if you ask me. That interview was well orchestrated, And did you hear that your T-Pain, they say, hey, God. T-Pain saying they happy, say una dey disarray, una never respond to Ramo. He say no mind, make people criticize him. He no mind go take him like a big boy that he is. Okay? That's what he's saying. The man is bragging now. He now has mouth. You see that T-Pain is now, his mouth on the sharp. His mouth don dey sharp well. It was a trap. Yeah, he fell for it. Talks was on to let him back in, but they wanted to test. It was that interview sounded like a trap, to be honest. It was a trap. Money is not water anymore. Money is scarce. Atiku and Rufai gave KO enough to feed himself for 3 months. You guys are bad. It's not easy to hustle in Nigeria now. It's not easy. Money is dry. Maybe his business is not going as scheduled, as he wants and all of that. So he is now bowing to the person that will give him money. Despite incessant unaliving in Benue, youth stage rally hailing T-Pain as hero of democracy. Of course, the youth that they paid now. The youth that they paid now today. Meanwhile, what did they call? Porsche don hammer. Hey, he don hammer for Gwoba their hand. Divorce don go through. Porsche don pocket $40,000 and mansion. Hey, omo, kai, Gwoba their living wife go marry Porsche. Real housewife of Atlanta. He enter Porsche now. Porsche don divorce and collect him. Ozuo. Now they call that one Ozuo. You allow another woman when man no dey put him eye for one place, now that wetin they get now be that. Not only is he losing, is he going to be paying her $40,000 monthly? God damn. Not only that, for spousal support, he is also deported. Talk about double whammy. And then the mansion, they go you know they even dey the country to share the mansion in the first place. So Porsche don't get mansion now in her name. Easy peasy.
Forcefulness. Dear Peter Obi, I hope this video gets to you. I am one of your greatest fans, and I think everybody who have watched me will attest to that. And I noticed that one of the assets that you have is the ability to communicate your aspiration and intent for Nigeria. But I want to tell you something. I really, really want to tell you something. Henceforth, please, you want to talk to Nigerians. We want to see some sense of authority, some sense of forcefulness, F-O-R-C-E, forcefulness. Because people are beginning to think you are weak or because of the way you talk. This time you need to exhibit a sense of persona that radiates some sort of a bit of element of radicalism. Nigeria is not a place for all this diplomacy. No. The situation of Nigeria greatly needs radicalism. Let's begin to see a form of forcefulness in the way you talk. Please, I don't know who are managing you, but if I am among the team of people that are managing, I'll tell you, from now, start punching fists, start being serious. See all those things. So this is my professor, I'm a trader, it won't work now. You have to speak radically. You have to speak in an Aluta format. That's what I'm saying. Please, begin to exhibit an Aluta mentality when you are speaking. There is sense. Some of us intellectuals, we connect with what you are saying. But the larger majority of Nigerians are illiterates. The larger majority of Nigerians will not connect to the intellectual depth of what you are saying. And they constitute the greater number of votes that will come. So I tell you, please, whoever is watching this video and is in the inner caucus surrounding Peter Obi, tell him. If you are talking now, whether it's in a book launch, whether it is in a funk, whatever, let us see that authority, that Aluta. Punch your fist, keep a serious face, don't smile. Let us see that the deplorable state of Nigeria is expressed in your face. Now, this advice may seem as non-intelligent, but trust me when I tell you that The level of my IQ and my observation is top notch. Please, Peter Obi, change your oratory style. My name is Magnus Oraka. Please follow this page and share this post.
I agree with him. I said it here a couple of days. Peter Obi needs a speech, a speech coach. He doesn't have to change the way he talks. He does not have, because that's just his, that's his own way of expressing. But when he wants to say certain things, he has to say it with a level of firmness and authority. I understand what this guy is talking about. Okay, I'll do, and I would hope that he would at least consider that and put it under advisement. To be honest, take it under advisement. And really, really, work on that. He doesn't have to completely change everything about him, but he needs to. It's important. Where we are in Nigeria now, it's not child's play.
1 or 2 billion. To win a senatorial seat is now between 1.2 billion. 1 or 2 billion. You need that to win a Senate seat. To win a House of Reps, you need another 1 billion. State House of Assembly, you need about 500 M to win that. To win governorship, you need, depending on the state, for Delta, you need about like 20. For Rivers, you need about 25 billion. For some of those states in the north, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 billion.
Wow.
So it's a capital intensive project, which is what is driving the corruption in our country right now.
Wow.
So every time somebody is in office, it is not education the person is thinking. Except if whatever he wants to do in education will provide some money that they can leverage on when the time for election comes.
God damn. Did you hear that? 2 billion if you want to be a senator. Senatorial seats between 1 to 2 billion. House of Rep, 1 billion. State House of Assembly, 500 million. Governorship, 20 to 25 billion. That was it. That's my... No, you can't compare Peter Obi with Obama. I'm sorry. It is true what Mr. Oraka said. Peter Obi needs that. He doesn't have to completely change his style. I'm sorry. He doesn't have to. Yeah, and he even mentioned it. Majority of the Nigerians are illiterate. You want to compare Obama that is in a society that works with Nigeria. I beg now. Mona rest. Mark, I'm sorry. I disagree with you on that one. Obama an American. Smooth operator, but they talk tough when he had to. So please, Peter Obi needs this advice. Mona no use now take over the man. Let the man come out and show some you are dealing with demons, demonic entity. You want to be using Barack Obama. You think Barack Obama's speech will work in Nigeria? Let Barack Obama come to Nigeria now. But then they no go squeeze that thing in oratory come up for him body. Man, when English they flow for him mouth like water. No, now I beg, please. And Mustafa says this is a newspaper, The Cable, as of June 12, 2017. Those who came to Aso Rock to protest Abiola's unalive got money from CBN. Bam. This woman even interviewed Peter Obi as well. I don't even know. Donu Kogbara. That's her name. Let's see. She shared a clip of it.
The government.
Another thing, the Labour Party. What are we going to do about the Labour Party? I think you were quoted a few days ago as saying that you will stay with Labour.
I'm a Labour Party member till today. And I've not changed my party. We have a problem in the party being instigated by people in government. Because they are the ones who are controlling the apparatus. They've turned even our electoral body, which they call independent, to become part of the government, where the direct what happens there. But those who are doing it, we're hurting this, we're hurting. No. You're hurting the future society. The future society your children will live in. So what does it do? It will take revenge on your children.
Exactly. That's true. It will take the society you are creating, will take revenge on your children. And what I will honey. Yeah, exactly. Motherland is not smooth talk, exactly. For example, Bubu Jagaban, are they smooth talker? No, we need that. Bubu na Agberu. Did you not hear him talking when he was saying, I like to see you disarray? Agberu style. The guy, no illiteracy to the core. Motherland leadership is not about exactly. So this is why I'm saying that he probably needs a speech coach. There's certain areas. He doesn't have to be back from the beginning to the end. All he has to do is, there's certain areas when he wants to now talk, when he has to do with tough talk, he will say it with toughness and then go back to his normal way of talking. That's all. If you can get a speech coach for him, I don't know those that are around him. I really don't know. And those that are in his media team, they need to do a better job with his media. They really, really need to, they need to do more. I really, they need to step up their game, man. By the way, I know somebody came to drop here on my comment section yesterday, KJ said that Israel has struck, Iran, right? Let's listen to this. I know so this is not a deviation from our topic, but let's listen.
So few Israel launches Operation Rising Lion has struck Iran with multiple missiles. Israel said they will never allow Iran to have atomic bomb. All that their word, it is not possible, and they will not allow it. That if allowed within few months or within a year, Iran will have atomic weapon. So few hours ago, they struck Iran. As you can see in this place, target Iran's nuclear program. According to the Prime Minister of Israel, we struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. Okay? We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program. Okay? Natanz enrichment facility hit. Iranian nuclear scientists targeted. Ballistic missile program attacked.
We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program. We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility in Natanz. We targeted Iran's leading nuclear scientists working on the Iranian bomb. We also struck at the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program.
You heard him. The result of the target, key Iranian figures reported dead. Who are they? General Hossein Salami, Revolutionary Guide. Major General Mohammed Bagheri, Army Chief of Staff. Feridun Abbasi, Atomic Energy Chief. In 2010, he survived Mossad hit. But now, they killed him. Mohammad Mehdi Terachi, theoretical physicist. A lot of children killed in terror residential strike. What was the scale of Israel attack? 200 IDF fighter jets were used for this operation. Dozens of military and nuclear targets struck. According to IDF, it was preemptive, precise, and combined offensive. What is the Prime Minister of Israel saying, trying to justify the attack? He said Iran could build a nuclear weapon in a few months. Okay? Steps to weaponize enriched uranium taken recently. The hardest decision, according to him, is to act before danger fully materializes. He cited Nazi Germany as cautionary example. He said, we will not let the world's most dangerous regime get the world's most dangerous weapon.
In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before, steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. And if not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival. The hardest decision any leader has to make is to thwart a danger before it is fully materialized. Nearly a century ago, facing the Nazis, a generation of leaders failed to act in time. They were paralyzed by the horrors of World War I. They were determined to avoid war at all costs, and they got the worst war ever. They adopted a policy of appeasement. They closed their eyes and ears to all the warning signs. That failure to act resulted in World War II, the deadliest war in history. It claimed the lives of 60 million, including 6 million Jews, a third of my people. After that war, the Jewish people and the Jewish state vowed, never again. Well, never again is now. Today, Israel has shown that we have learned the lessons of history. When enemies vow to destroy you, believe them. When enemies build weapons of mass death, stop them. As the Bible teaches us, when someone comes to kill you, rise and act first. This is exactly what Israel has done today.
Now here,
Iran has responded. They responded by launching 100 drones at Israel. They said the response to the Israel attack will be harsh and decisive. The foreign minister of Iran said, U.S. will be held responsible. Currently, Israel's Ben Gurion International Airport shut down. Israelis told to remain in sheltered area for lengthy periods. What was Donald Trump's reaction? He said, I was not surprised. He said, we warned Israel earlier. I don't want them going in. Don't go and hide there.
Exactly.
We warned them. We are hoping to get back to the negotiation table, Trump. But according to Israel Prime Minister, he said, this whole negotiation, Iran is using it to buy time.
Today, it is clear that Iran is just buying for time.
U.S. denied involvement. According to U.S., Israel took unilateral action. U.S. did not take part. He said their top priority is protecting U.S. forces. Once Iran do not target U.S. personnel. Now, so we say, war does start to between these two powerful nations, Iran and Israel. What do you think? Drop it in the comment.
Now, wow. So what him come make Netanyahu go strike now? Who send them? So you want twist? You are right, Mark Enelli. You want twist Donald Trump. That's what it sounds like. Okay. Mark, I understand. Okay, no problem. You understand. Yeah, you support your opinion with. So now me not they support my own opinion with fat now. Then you just wait till they call a Royal Rumble me for dear. You know, say you style Royal Rumble me. You say I support my opinion with fat. But most things I understand that most things are not for public consumption. But what you they try to talk now. So me not they support my own with fat. Okay, no problem. Insult. You don't royal, I don't collect for your hand, no problem. Doing it for his political survival, you think so? Netanyahu is doing it for his political. Did you hear what he said? That what did the Bible say? Not be waiting he quote. He said when they come for you, you rise up. Or more the Christians for Nigeria, now different WhatsApp group they did for that one. No. They're not here when baby Netanyahu talk that one now for their holy land where they visit. Okay. He's forcing, he's trying to, that's what it's sounding like, that he's forcing Donald Trump to back him up. Yeah, that's what it's sounding like. Yeah. I truly hate the colonial mindset of this who go out of their way to do genocide in the name of a fake colony. I'm telling you, my brother, DT was not listening to BBN. By striking Iran, he wants that escalate. He wants it to escalate, right? Very soon now, the whole world, people will come, they take side. Oh, it's a Christian nation. All the Christians go take side. This is the madness. How can you go and start a fight? They say they do preemptive. Okay, you say me they not get, but you get weapons of this thing. But you say me they not. I don't understand. To be honest, how can you say don't go and you want to control somebody's sovereignty by telling them what they can have and what? Anyway, wait till I sabi. What do I know? We never fit solve Nigeria problem. Finish now. Kasofi, keep quiet. Maintain my own style. I beg. No, that's okay. I collect for your hand, Mark. It's okay. I understand. I'm a big girl. I can't take it. I can't take it. Oh my God. So my people, now that one, I say make I bring am come Okuna here. We are waiting I dey here. See, June 12, 2012, 2000. See Agbado, they shake hands, and they protest. That time he still young. Nigeria. I just hope that we get out of this mess, to be honest with you. I really hope so. I really, really hope we get out of it. Look at Shettima too. He said, I'm very deeply aware of the pain many Nigerians are feeling at this time. Let me say from the bottom of my heart, I hear you, I see you, I feel you. I feel what you feel. It be like love story. Hey, God, I beg you. Now what? Anyway, my people, make I leave now for now. Iran has never attacked Israel. Israel wants to dominate the whole. Exactly. That's my thinking too, guy. They've never done anything. Will you not? So they should not protect themselves? It's crazy. How can you just go into a sovereign nation? You say you cannot allow. Meanwhile, look at what you are doing to your neighbors. Hey, when we see Truman, we they talk am now. Exactly. If they criticize, they say they take time. But meanwhile, you they act. I just hope DT has enough sense not to back this. So, T-Pain is contradicting himself. He's denying what he did decades ago. Exactly. There's a video here. I'm not even going to bother playing it. You guys already know how that went down. I don't know. Me, I'm hoping that Donald Trump does not support him in any way, because it's ridiculous. How can you look at what you're doing to your neighbors? You are attacking a sovereign nation. Does it make sense? I don't understand the gumption these people have. Now the world, now people when they sleep, now I blame now. The world people, all of us when we they sleep. Just allow them getting away with all of this. So maybe people maybe they not protect their own country. Meanwhile, look at the protection you are giving yourself. You not even be the real one. Satanko clip on what they have done so far with citizens. Oh, really? Let me see. Satanko. Now today, do you can see. Satanko. Was it on Arise News? Or it's just a clip? 2 weeks ago. Is it the one that he did 2 weeks ago? It's on Symphony. Okay. Let's see. Okay, yesterday. The worst thing is Donald Trump can shift his position any blessed day. I'm telling you, Bibi's betting on it, right? We'll see. It's wild. I don't see. This has to change. Okay, it's an 8-minute video. It wasn't yesterday. It was 2 hours though. Mark. Now 2 hours. Now I see for you. 2 hours ago. Maybe they cut the video. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, let me just play it, Sha.
You could be risking your family's future. Watch this before it's too late. No one wants to talk about it, but funerals aren't cheap. But they...
A new Nigeria is possible. Obedient movement. Obedient movement. Obedient movement. Obedient movement. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to spend some little time in reading a speech that I prepared for His Excellency, our keynote speaker, distinguished Senator Chia Nana Usman, our very revered chief. Also, he said chief is not as a chief. It's ambassador or a back diploma, Chief Oseleka, Peter Ame, High Chief Peter Ame,
and Ibrahim Abdelkarim, Nana Kazori, the list is endless. So please forgive me if I don't recognize you, but you are fully recognized. Today, history is made as we witness the presentation of not only a book, but also consolidation of political philosophy.
I wish obedience movement had the party
and trusts of the people. I salute the presence of all of us who have stayed in unison for a new Nigeria. I salute the courage of the renaissance of the obedient movement and the brainchild of this masterpiece, which is now transformed to a reality. Book presentation. Obi, the political change agent, written by Mr. Ike Aboy, a dedicated journalist of esteemed reputation, committed to social and genuine change in Nigeria. Please, a round of applause for this particular gentleman. The topic of the day is the inevitability of the new Nigeria, to be presented by Mr. Oselika Obaze. He was, of course, the former SSD to Anambra State, a dedicated diplomat with a rare quality for procedural communication. A round of applause for this particular gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, fellow Nigerians, it is with great honor and humility that I stand before you today to celebrate the presentation of this book. The momentous occasion marks a significant milestone in our collective pursuit of a new Nigeria. We are gathered to discuss the inevitability of the change. I invite you to join me on a journey of transformation, hope, and renewal. The Obedient movement has grown from a quest in changing the old order of negative Nigerian landscape to one of the biggest socio-ideological movements in Africa and indeed the world. The Obedient movement is not a political organization or an election regularization scheme. It is simply a movement that focuses on rejigging the governance, realignment by putting its direction on the people and espousing the dividends of democracy for, to, and by the people. Our beloved nation, Nigeria, stands on the crossroad. The old way has failed us. The status quo is no longer tenable yet. Amidst the changes, we find opportunities for growth, innovation, and progress. The Obedient movement, led by our champion of change, Mr. Peter Obi. I thought that deserves a round of applause. Embedded the spirit of transformation. The Obedient movement is more than just a political phenomenon. It represents a shift from the narrative, a call to action, and a demand for future of our children. It is a testimony to power collective action, the resilience of human spirit, the unwavering desire for a better tomorrow. As we embark on this intellectual journey, we will espouse the theme of hopefulness, resilience, and unyielding desire for a better Nigeria. We shall examine the role, the power of collective action, and the imperative of embracing action for our nation and its future. We will discuss the challenges we face, the opportunities we have, and then the steps employed to build a Nigeria that is just equitable, and prosperous for all concerned. The inevitability of a new Nigeria is just a dream. It is necessity. We owe it to ourselves, our children, our future generation, to ensure that our nation is in a place where everyone can thrive, where everyone can live with dignity, and where everyone can reach their full potential. As we celebrate our principal, His Excellency Peter Obi, it is pertinent that we bear this in mind, that this auspicious gathering today is not for the presentation of a book. However, it's a phenomenon and lifestyle of a man who came and changed the rule of the game. I urge you all to join the conversation, to engage with the ideas, to become part of the movement. Together we can shape the future we desire. Together we can build a Nigeria of our dream. We listen to our collective feedback. The movement is ready to get constructive criticisms and suggestions to power us alive. Today, as a movement, with our National Coordinating Council members in place, our directors in place, supportive council members in place, National Advisory Council members in place, you may want to ask, what is the impact of these structures? Through these individuals, we have shifted from 4 persons in the room and only being on social media, which is an additional strength. Now we are going down to the grassroots and physically visible. We have done meet and greet, meeting people in 4 regional places in Nigeria. Today, as we speak, we now have 28 states.
Last warning. If you don't get your $25,000 final expense benefit this week,
We now have 28 states, with outstanding 7 states soon to be announced, with 540 local government out of 774, with 2,300 to be completed. These are not names on social media. These are physical. By the time you get your contact directly to our director of media, director of mobilization, you will connect with your persons in Sokoto. You can connect with your people in Maiduguri. You can connect with your people in Gombe. You can connect with your people in Cross River. You can connect with your people in Lagos. So together we have the volume and the strength in which we can change this particular dimension. Ladies and gentlemen, today also we will connect with our support groups who have done a wonderful volunteer support to the movement. At this epic event, we are presenting over 200 of them with certificate of partnership in this journey of building process. So every one of them are partners and they will partner with us as we build. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, let us endeavor to energize ourselves by challenging those who have held us in perpetual poverty, converting us into economic social malady, This can be achieved by fighting with facts, not with our fists. Fighting with intelligence, not stupidity. Fighting with our numbers, not hostility. In Peter Obi we trust. He has shared with us political knowledge of how to achieve political popularity without lifting a finger, yet you achieve results. Let us embark on this journey with hope, courage, and determination. Let us work together for a brighter tomorrow. A tomorrow that will be filled with promises, opportunities, and prosperity for all. A new Nigeria is possible. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay. You asked for it, I bring it to you. Gawalele, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm going to play that video.
By all means, whichever way, by all means necessary, you must have electricity. And you will not pay for estimated bill anymore. A promise made will be a promise kept. If I don't keep the promise and I come back for second term, don't vote for me. That's the truth. Unless I give you adequate reasons why I couldn't deliver.
And I don't hear him from his lips. Okay? Okay, is it Donald Trump or U.S. relationship with Israel? I reckon that is part of it, or what do you think? That clip of T-Pain should... that clip of T-Pain, let me see. Yep. I'm sure Jagaban must have forgotten he said so in addition to vote. Donald Trump is commander-in-chief, so he represents the U.S. interest and he has ties with Israel through AIPAC, yep. Jews funding and his Jewish son-in-law, yep. According to KO, Obi political career is modern. Yeah, but that was a blatant lie. Of course, he's been, they put him in front so that he can maybe try and do some damage, but nobody is listening to KO. Somebody, no matter how many times he comes out and he says that, it's not going to work. Matter of fact, his own career will be going down as he's saying itself. Eh? Mark, since I catfished him. That's what T-Pain can spew. Lies, lies, and lies. Exactly. Eh? So, Anyway, my people, make I end them here for now. Maybe I go see you later. I never know yet. It depends on how my day goes. But well done. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate you all. I go see you again. Aluta continua. We not get choice. So you see this country, we must get them right. Exactly, guy. That's why I was like, where is this guy? What is he speaking from? Guy, PO has garnered more people have joined the obedient movement. More and more people. I don't know where Kenneth Okonkwo woke up from, whether he sleep for the left side or the right side of the bed. Somebody should go and advise him. He get where he go talk and reach, I go abandon him. May he suffer, but they use math, they talk, they put harsh word on top of PO. Now there I draw line with him. Me not go tell him. Me not try him again. Me not gonna lie. There's no need to lie. The man does not want to be a part of a coalition of bandits and murder and genocidal people. I beg, may they rest. PO is coming. They feel it and they are scared. Exactly. They are scared. So they should leave him alone. All right? Supporters are growing every day. The more you talk about PO, the more popular he gets. If they don't know that, I don't know what else to say. But guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.